ever applaud myself, and there's a good reason for that. Why not? Why not? It takes a lot of courage to be here, to do a talk, especially because I'm in a foreign country. I'm in the wonderful, beautiful country of Morocco. It's a pleasure for me to be here. You have a wonderful and beautiful country, and I'm very honored to be a part of your country, and also to be a part of TEDxENSEM today. So, my name is IRFAN Ali. I'm an educator, and I'm an accidental entrepreneur. So, I didn't plan to become an entrepreneur. It was accidental. It happened through several decisions I made, which I'm going to talk to you about today. And hopefully, it will inspire you a little bit to, do something great with your life. If I ask you, how would it feel, or imagine, if you could change the world? Imagine that. Just by being born, and being alive, and being in this world, you could change the world. That's my goal. That's my mission. That's the reason why I'm standing here today, in front of you lovely people. You're welcome. So, I'm going to tell you about my story. But before I do that, I'm just going to give you a little quote from somebody that I really admire. This person no longer exists. But this person said that those who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world usually are the ones who do. And that was a quote by Steve Jobs. So I guess I'm crazy. But crazy in a good way. In a good way, right? I'm going to tell you a story of 3 epiphanies. An epiphany, a revelation. 3 moments in my life when I realized that I'm more than what I am. 5 years ago, in 2011, I was living in West London, beautiful, affluent part of the United Kingdom. I had an amazing job. I was a senior director in a multi-billion-dollar company. I had many, many people around the world working for me. Many offices, international travel, the lucrative life. I was living the high life. But then one day, I woke up and I thought to myself, is that it? That's what I worked so hard for? All those years of studying, the degrees, my parents telling me, you should go and do your homework because you will achieve something great. Yes, I did. But it wasn't what I wanted. I believe that as a human being, I had more to give this world. So I did something that was incredibly out of the box, let's say. I resigned my job. I resigned my job. I went back home. I took all of my things in my apartment and I put them into a storage unit, put a padlock on the storage unit, got a ticket for Marrakesh, and decided to come to Morocco. I had no idea what was ahead of me. I had no idea. All I knew, to go to Morocco, but I had a bigger mission, a bigger goal in life, something that I wanted to do to help people. So that was my first epiphany, my first revelation. I came to Morocco, I trained as a teacher. I've been teaching English in Casablanca for the past 5 years. I love teaching. I love seeing young people, particularly, being inspired. I love giving them the ability to achieve what they want to achieve. It's great. It's completely different from working in a multinational company. Look, it's great to work for those kind of companies. You have to start somewhere. But you get to a point in your life when you realize it's the same thing. You're just a hamster in a cage. You are just a hamster in a cage. going around in that circle, and you're climbing a corporate ladder. A corporate ladder that goes nowhere. That ladder goes nowhere, okay? And so, for me, it wasn't enough. And that's why I came to Morocco. During those 5 years, I was teaching in many English language centers across Casablanca. And I found that the language centers are very formal, very structured. You know, the usual, and you follow the routine. And I felt that this is not right. This is not the way education should be. And that was my second epiphany. Education was created to produce workers, to produce mass workers, 9-to-5 job, manual workers. And I'm not talking about Moroccan education, I'm talking about global education. It is produced in that way so that you follow orders and you follow rules. And I'm a rebel, as you can see. I rebelled against this. And when I rebelled against this, the system rebelled against me. The system that teaches you to think in a box. To think in a box. Imagine that. We have to think in a box. You sleep on a box. You drive a box. When you answer the phone in a box. You eat out of a box. When you go to work, you sit on a box. Guess what? Then you look into a box. You have a meeting in a box. And then everything is a box life. We are being restrained and constricted into the life of a box. And this is something we have to move away from. And the only person that can do that is yourself. The only person that can do that is yourself. You are in control of your limitations. You can remove your self-imposed limitations by becoming more self-aware of who you are. When you become self-aware of who you are, and you recognize what talents and skills and abilities you have, you can achieve greatness. Everybody here has the potential for human greatness. Every single person here. You have great talents, abilities, skills, knowledge. But I bet you, most of you guys will never achieve the success that you deserve. You will never achieve it. And I'm not trying to be negative here. I'm saying this because we have been conditioned by society to think in a certain way. We have been conditioned in this way and programmed. Now, until you break those transparent barriers around you, you are going to be stuck in that life. Okay? Now you can be happy in that life. Or you can do something different. And that's what I did with the Salon 16 Club. A year ago, I stood in front of a group of my students, and I said to them, "What do you want to do?" And they said, "Teacher, we want to share our ideas. We want a platform for our voice. We don't get the opportunity in our schools to be able to say what we want to say." So we created the first TED Talks Club in Morocco, and officially recognized by TED as the first TED Club in Morocco. We are inspiring youth from 14 to 16 to 18 and even older to become great public speakers and to become entrepreneurs and to improve their English. The Salon 16 Club was a great success. When we did our first event, we had parents, we had families, we had wonderful people from industry, companies, all together in one room, sharing ideas, exchanging, sharing passions. You see, I can give you a talk, like you do at university or school, dare I say, but if you don't have passion, that message is not going to be absorbed by whoever you're trying to give that message to. And the Salon 16 Club, which is a TED Talk club, does that. It gives these young people an opportunity. And we've been running this club for a year now. And it wasn't planned. It was an accident. That was my second epiphany. I am an entrepreneur. I never knew that I was an entrepreneur, but I am. Not because I want to be, not because I think I am. Look, you cannot study entrepreneurship. You cannot give me a book and say, there you go, read about entrepreneurship. It's not possible. You have to execute. You have to do it. You do it, and then you are an entrepreneur. People talk about learning about entrepreneurship. See, you don't go to school and learn entrepreneurship. There is no subject on entrepreneurship. Because you can't learn it. You do it. Yeah? So it's all about execution. Once I realized that I am an entrepreneur, I saw this club developing into something incredible. It's a school where young people are in the positions as if they were in a company. We have people in this organization who are preparing TED events and TED Talks, debating, we do Facebook Lives, and some of them are 15 years old. They have positions like COO, CFO, marketing, social media managers. We have human resources. We have a human resource team. It's amazing. And they are actually doing it. They are doing entrepreneurship. They are doing it, at the same time they are learning English, and at the same time they are using the wonderful TED platform to create events and publicity and advertising and all this great stuff. And the club is growing and growing consistently. And I'm really proud of these people that I work with, because it's not about inspiring young people, because these young Moroccans are inspiring me. They are inspiring me to stay in this country, to help them even more. You know, we had so many challenges in our life, in our journey, and it's been incredibly difficult. I lost my job because of this club. I was discarded as an outsider. We don't need this guy. Who is he? Because he's not one of us. Because he doesn't follow the rules. If you don't follow the rules, you are out. And also because of fear. Fear of doing something different. I did something different with this group of people, and we were discarded. But that's a challenge. Failures in life are challenges. You see, you cannot learn until you have failures. You learn from your mistakes, right? So that was a great challenge for us. And today we've become a wonderful club with young, inspiring people who are entrepreneurs, who never thought they would ever be an entrepreneur, including myself. And they're learning English, and they're improving their public speaking and confidence. And not only that, we have put Morocco on the global map of public speaking when it comes to the TED Club. Because we are the only live and active club in Morocco right now. So I'm going to move on to the last part of my talk, which is about why are people stuck in this box? If you think about it, it's not a physical box, it's a metaphorical box. I can't, I shouldn't. Your parents will say, no, 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 you shouldn't do that, you should do this. Your teacher will tell you, why are you doing this? You should do that. No, you shouldn't do that. It's too risky. It's too dangerous. Oh, but what is your uncle Reda going to think about you if you do that? It's not a good thing. Sorry to the Uncle Redas out there. You see, we base our lives on what other people think what we should be doing. And we shouldn't do that. We should do what we feel passionate about. I feel passionate about inspiring people. I feel passionate about helping people. And this is what we should do. We shouldn't do what society tells us to do, what teachers tell us to do, and what the system tells us to do. Now the system, we know, is already broken. And you cannot reform a system that is broken. You have to go back to square one. There is a famous speaker, a YouTube speaker called Prince, and he made a video about education. And he said that you cannot teach a fish to climb a tree. You cannot teach a fish to climb a tree. And that's what they're trying to do. They are trying to put us in the same box. Everybody has a different way of learning. Everybody has a different dream. Have you ever heard of an entrepreneurship school? I haven't. Maybe there are some subjects which have modules teaching entrepreneurship. But there should be opportunities for people who don't want to follow the academic route. Maybe they want to learn in a more practical, productive way. And that's what our club does. It gives that opportunity to young people. And you all know that English is the #1 global language in the world. Sorry to the French speakers. Even though French is a nice language. We know for a fact that English is the #1 global language in the world. If you work for any multinational, guaranteed you're going to have to speak in English or communicate some way in English. Although French is popular, and Chinese is becoming popular, and Arabic is popular, English is the #1 language. And this is a great opportunity for these youngsters. And I feel that they are becoming more and more inspired and more active in their English language instruction and learning. Okay. All right. So, I want to finish off with a little poem. A few words. This is something really interesting. It's by Rumi. You were born with potential. You were born with goodness and trust. You were born with ideals and dreams. You were born with greatness. You were born with wings. You are not meant for crawling, so don't. You have wings. Learn to use them and fly. And I have a few lines in French, if you don't mind. Please don't laugh. Vous n'êtes pas destiné à ramper, alors ne le faites pas. Vous avez des ailes, apprenez à les utiliser, voilà. Now it's your turn. Stand up, go for your dreams, reach for the stars, and become something great and achieve your greatest human potential. Thank you.